here. I want to talk to you guys today about my apartment complex where I lived in Tyson's Corner, which is the metro area of Washington, D.C. I lived at this apartment complex for about 4 years. So I would have to say I moved in there around 2017 or 18. I moved into this beautiful apartment right across from Tyson's Corner mall there. And like I said, I lived there for 4 years. When I did my investigation, we discovered that Larondra Dison Terry, all of those years, had been coming over there to my apartment complex, burying dead animals, doing rituals in front of it, sending chaos energy, performing so many rituals, guys. And I would have to say, I always had issues. I still managed to have my own business. So I wasn't like thinking someone was trying to do anything to me because I didn't have any enemies. So I wasn't suspicious of anyone doing anything to me. So during the time I lived at that apartment complex, I recall every weekend or every other weekend, there would be the ambulance would be over there bringing young kids out of there who have OD'd and stuff, and I'm talking about a beautiful, beautiful lobby, you guys. Extremely beautiful. The apartments in there started at about $3,000 and up. It's a very ritzy area. You gotta Google Tyson's Corner area, a McLean, Virginia area. It is the cream of the crop in a Washington, D.C. area. So, like I say, every weekend I would see kids going in and out of there, and I would see police officers sometime coming home because, I was doing hair extensions at the time. So a lot of time I would get home at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So sometime I would get home and I would see the cops outside. I'm like, what is this going on? I mean, do I live in the hood or what? Because why is the cops there? So the building would always be having parties, and the police officers would tell them, turn the music down, the neighbors are complaining, and they still wouldn't turn it down. So the cops would always be over there arresting people who were having parties. And I remember one day I saw one of the leasing girls who I was kind of friendly with. She was the friendliest leasing consultant out of all of them. And because the other ones act like they didn't really like me, even though they don't know me and I barely seen them, but I didn't know what was going on behind my back. And I'm going to get to that point. So anyway, I saw her and I said, what's wrong? She said, I'm pissed, Regina. She said, this guy who lives in this apartment 3 doors down from you, he's from China. He came here as a student, but he went back home to China and he never returned. It's been 2 months. We haven't heard from him. So they decided that they was going to have him evicted even though he wasn't here. And she said all of the stuff in his apartment was brand new, 85-inch TV, brand new, sofas, everything was brand new because he was a rich kid, came over here from China to go to school. And then his truck was sitting out in the parking garage. And I knew the truck she was talking about because it's beautiful. I mean, with 30-inch, 40-inch tires on it. It was like one of them big old Jeeps, manly, but just expensive. So she said that the leasing team decided that once they got the eviction approved, they was going to take everything out of the unit before the people come set the stuff out on the street. And they had all agreed what they was going to take. Well, excuse me, what they agreed to give her was the end tables and the coffee tables, which she said was just phenomenal. But by the time she made it to work at 9 a.m. that morning, the other leasing staff had went in there and took everything out, didn't give her anything, and she was pissed. So I said, well, what about his Jeep? Y'all, they can't do nothing with the Jeep because it has serial numbers tagged. She said the maintenance guy took the Jeep. He took the car. I said, well, what are you going to do? She said, girl, I don't know. You know, people know how to change stuff on vehicles. And so I left. I said, okay, well, I'll see you later. I get to work. I was feeling very disturbed as to where I was living. You know, I was just shocked. And, you know, these are not, you know, people. I think it was only one African American. It's not about color, but it was only on one African American guy who worked there. Everybody else was Caucasian. So, and even she was, you know, and like I said, me and her was friendly, you know, almost like friends. I really liked her. So anyway, I was very disturbed about them taking a tenant's things. You know, they should have allowed the sheriff to come set his things out instead of stealing them for themselves. Because when the sheriffs got there, it was nothing to set out. They took everything. They was laughing because he had a blow-up doll in there. You know, one of the dolls that you can have with at night. So they was all laughing about it, you know, talking about it. So during my investigation, I found out that several people in the leasing office was paid to allow the maintenance guy to unlock my door at my unit for Larondra Dison Terry and two other individuals to enter my unit while I was at work doing hair extensions. They was over at my apartment in my unit. And Larondra took underwear from my place, and not my clean underwear, dirty underwear from my hamper, you know, some of my favorite underwears. And that's the only reason why I knew my underwear, I didn't know it was missing. I was just like, dang, I don't go to the laundromat, so if I left it in the washing machine, you would think that my pink underwears would be there because, you know, pink is one of my favorite colors. It's the color of my hair brand. So she stole 2 pairs of pink underwear out of my dirty clothes hamper, and she also took hair out of my brush. And I was like, why is the brush on the floor? You know, because if I drop something on the floor, being a hairstylist, you are taught, pick it up and sanitize it before you use it. I would never leave my brush on the floor. And as I investigated, I found out that they was in my unit. She took my underwear, she took hair from my comb, and she also put things into my food. What she put into my food was supposed to take me out, but it didn't take me out. It made me really sick. I thought that the food that I was eating in my refrigerator, because sometimes I would make like a veggie burger or a lasagna or something like that. And of course I didn't eat all of it, so I would come back the next day to eat it. And when I came back the day that she was letting my unit, came home, got off of work and heated up that lasagna, it made me extremely sick. I felt like I was dying, you guys. This woman have made several attempts on my life over the years without me even knowing she was there. You know, and the thought of living in a building for more than 4 years and those employees taking that money and allowing this psychopath in my unit makes me sick to the stomach. And so they're going to hear about this real soon. You know, we are preparing for that. There's steps that you have to take, but I am going to be suing them. I'm still trying to get justice, you guys. I want Larondra Dison Terry arrested for what she have done to me and my family. And you guys keep us in your prayers. This is Regina LaRue. This is my story and my truth.